I am Magnus Karlsson, and this is on Kungsholmen Island in Sweden, Stockholm, Sweden, and I'm turning to a sex dating site. I'm turning to all sexy young women in Stockholm, Sweden. I want to have love. I want to have sex in all positions. I'm turning only to heterosexual women. I do know the difference between men and women. Women from 15, no, of course, from 18 to 35. No one else is attractive for me. I'm a homeless man that have been tortured all my life by Nazi Sweden. All Sweden that murdered my family on the orders of the state and the government. Find me. Invite me personally without all of your mafioso, Nazi, eventual boyfriends. I want to have casual sex. I want to have sex dating with nice and sexy women. I have no secret agenda. Sweden has tortured me all my life. Therefore, of course, I want to go to Russia and create a family, become healthy and rich, and have many wives that will become rich too. And of course, they can get away from Sweden too, since it's going to be war, of course, with Sweden as one of the involved parts. So find me, Magnus Karlsson. I have no credits, no money. Nazi Sweden's Nazi dictator Ulf Kristersson stopped me from having money, from pension, from illness or something, more than 6 months ago. They took all my bank accounts from me too. And I have sued the Nazi state of Sweden of very high value of money, secured in gold and jewelry. Yes, I'm not joking, like laughing Sweden. So I turn to you, sexy young women in Sweden and abroad. Help me. It's a human right to have sex. No one in Sweden has ever have had sex with me, actually. It's only prostituted Eastern, European and Russian women, actually, in Netherlands. So it is. So, I'm not interested in any kind of so-called icebreakers from mafiosos, from Nazi Sweden's spying society of evil apes with IQ 0. They can go to war with Russian President Putin and die for their sins and crimes against the human race, because that's what all Sweden's men do, breaking all laws and rules that they themselves have created. So, sexy young women, I will take you in all positions. And I am not as filthy as it seems like now, not having been cleaned for months due to the Nazi state of Sweden and its Nazi dictator Ulf Kristersson and the Nazi Reichsführer in Europe, Stefan Löfven, that murdered my mother, just as the Swedish fascist social democracy have murdered all my family with the help of the business life and the Nazi fascist company, the bosses, the Nazi bosses, the Nazi mafiosa bosses. They are witches, of course, as everyone knows. So turn to me, I am an honest and decent man. Actually, very kind against women. You know it too, sexy young women. I am. Kungsholmen Island. I go to Clara Church. I'm an atheist. I like to take you doggy style, yes? I'm not so shy. If the Netherlands wasn't so damn idiot and lying, they should tell the same story about me. So should the Estonian people. Nazi Sweden lies all the time. So, I have no credits, I cannot answer you. On the sex dating sites, sex dating sites, yes, in Sweden. You are on my private property on internet and spies. All spies will of course have death sentence in war. Everyone knows that. President Putin also knows that. You have stolen the house that I gave to President Putin and Russian government, Nazi Sweden. You have stolen President Putin's computer programs. It is his property since I gave it to him and the Russian government. Since Nazi Sweden stopped me from having any kind of business life, own firm, so to speak. Since Nazi Sweden couldn't tolerate that I could get contacts in any way and get influence. And I am of royal birth, the Bernadotte. But Sweden will never ever admit that, even if it was the Nazi fascist social democracy that in the late 19th century, 1800 after Christ, when Karl the 15th Bernadotte had a mistress in Halmstad, Sweden, and gave birth, the woman gave birth to my ancestor Gustav Adolf Andersson in Söndrum, Knebelstorp, Sweden, Halmstad. Then the Nazis started to spread the rumors that our family was royal and rich. And I do not speak with Russian accent when I speak Swedish. Born Swede, but I am not a Swede anymore. Nazi dictator Ulf Kristersson uses my Swedish citizenship, holds on to that, since he wants me to die in Sweden and not get rich and make the women in Sweden and abroad rich through becoming my wives. Business contract, not slavery, as the mafioso Nazi men that always spy on you, young girls, women, spy on you every time and put you out on the internet to make you look bad. They are pimps, even if you do not know it. They are wanting to have you as slaves in Sweden. So it is. It's the Swedish Nazi slavery. They support the Nazi devil Bo Ehrenmark in Gothenburg and the Reichsführer Stefan Löfven in Europe. And it will never change, even if Nazi dictator Ulf Kristersson and Stefan Löfven helped Bo Ehrenmark with the creation of the Bosse Ehrenmark in Holland and Bo Ehrenmark in Holland and other witches from Word of Life and other death cults, snake cults that all the things that they mafioso, death cults, snake cults want is to destroy the human race and turn the women into men. So it is. So find me, please, sexy young women. Who in hell can tolerate that on the mafioso Nazi mafia a person never ever find a woman, a self-secure man as I, since Sweden just want to crush self-secure man and want to have ass-licking gays instead in the gay pride society of Sweden. So I turn to you once again, sexy young women, Fuckbook and other good sex dating sites in Sweden and abroad. Help me. Help me. And you can of course get a life abroad too. Then. Bye.